Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, Metonic Cycles. And this is an article written by Phil Koulis. He had contributed this on his Facebook page and passed this along to me. And for those of you who are not familiar with Metonic Cycles, he's going to describe that and the significance of Metonic Cycles as related to the Feast of Trumpets and the Day of Atonement. So the feast, we're going to start with the Feast of Trumpets, is an announcement that something has come as evidenced by the sounding of the trumpet or the shofar or the ram's horn. There is a very unique connection with trumpets to the next feast, the Day of Atonement. And the period of time between the two feasts is also significant, and it's called the Days of Awe. So the two feasts in the interval between represent an event consisting of a marked beginning, a specific period of time, and a marked ending. Trumpets is an announcement that during the Days of Awe, it is a time of repentance and forgiveness. When the Day of Atonement arrives, it signals time's up and accounting will be made as to who repented and forgave and who didn't. Now, the Jewish calendar is based on the lunar cycle, yet it is reconciled to the solar cycle. This reconciling is called the Metonic Cycle. Normally, the Jewish calendar has 12 months of 30, sometimes 29 days. But with the Metonic Cycle, 7 out of 19 years, an extra 13th month is added. At the end of the 19-year Metonic Cycle, the calendar is within minutes, where an adjustment can be made. Now, the reason this is important is when the Metonic Cycle is understood, the time between trumpets and atonement, when separated by 7 years, gives the exact number of days equal to the number of days given in prophecy for the 70th week of Daniel. So the number of days given is 1,260 plus 1,290 equals 2,550 days. And so, here's a chart that explains this. You guys can stop this and just stare at this chart. It's here at paulthepoke.com in an article form as well. So you can go back to the website and take a look at it if you need to. But the first two fall feasts are yet to be fulfilled. And we're also still waiting on Daniel's 70th week. But moving forward, this is the exact number of days between trumpets and atonement separated by 7 years. It doesn't happen all the time. It happens irregularly because of an extra month added to the calendar, 7 out of 19 years in the Metonic Cycle. Now, specifically, when a count of months is made between trumpets and atonement, separated by 7 years, the number of months will be 86 or 87 months. It is the count of 86 months that yields the exact count of 2,550 days, which makes you wonder, when Jesus made the comment, if these days had not been shortened, is that what he's referring to, that this is an 86-month cycle instead of an 87-month cycle? It's just something to think about. Trumpets is a feast day, the beginning of which is based on the sighting of the new moon immediately after it is new. We just experienced that a couple of days ago with Feast of Trumpets, Yom Teruah, Rosh Hashanah, whatever you want to call it, the civil new year. The focus is on the new moon and also is the beginning of a new year according to the pre-Exodus calendar. It's the only feast related to the new moon and a new year. The year that begins an 86-month count on over 7 years starting on trumpets is called a candidate year. It is a candidate for the start of Daniel's 70th week. So it's important to remember that the rapture is not the event that begins the 70th week. The 70th week begins when the character, known as the Antichrist, confirms a covenant. And that's taken from Daniel 9:27 for those of you who are not familiar. So we've had some of these recently in 2014, 2017 was one last year. But the next one that would be a candidate year to see the start or the confirmed covenant, we have yet to see that historically, would be September 28, 2022, which incidentally lines up to be a Shemitah or sabbatical year, if their timekeeping of that concept is correct. So, looking out about 4 years to fall 2022, that's pretty interesting stuff. But I would refer you guys back to paulthepope.com, Prophecy Watch, and Metonic Cycles. And Phil writes some really interesting stuff, and it's very thought provoking. You may not agree with all of it, but I promise you'll think about it, and he gets you that way. He makes you think, and that's kind of a main point of this whole website. I just want people thinking about, what does Bible say about what the future holds. So you can scroll down over here on the far right column under categories, and click on Phil. You can read some of his stuff. He's got some very good thought-provoking stuff. Also, if you're interested in whatever the topic is or whoever the guest author is, Christine McDonald has some great stuff. Rodna Epley has some great stuff. All these writers have great stuff. Michael has great economic news. That's quality Wall Street research that guy puts out. So I would encourage everybody to check out the guest authors. Paul Beverly and Our Daily Bread, just great practical advice for everyday living. Wonderful stuff. So if you guys appreciate their work, check it out. And anytime you want to be notified of something being released, go up here, fill out your email address under the blue blocker. It's an open block. Type in your email address and you'll be notified every time a new post comes out. So, and again, those are not sold. They're kept secure by WordPress. So appreciate you guys following along. Hope you find this interesting. I do. I think it's very interesting, very thought-provoking, especially in the times that we live in. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.